Hi everyone, my name is Yalun and I'll be presenting language discrimination that employees faces at their workplace. I will show some of the real-life example and why companies and us should care about this issue. Furthermore, I will also provide some suggestions for a solution for companies, managers, and employers that they can do to avoid language discriminations. Before I begin my presentation, I would like to ask you guys a few questions. Have you or your parents or your friend or any of your family member experience discrimination because of their accent or a language that they speak? If you haven't experienced this, what would you do if you see someone facing language discrimination? Also, how would you feel? In the following slides, I'll be addressing the question, what are some language discrimination that employees are facing at their workplace? The first example that I found was a Vietnamese man being denied for a job because English is not his main language. His main language is Vietnamese and Cantonese. He received an email from the hiring manager and the email said, "Let me tell you now, if you don't speak English, I will send you home." He started sharing this email content on Twitter and it was brought to attention by many people on Twitter and other social medias. Next, I would like to talk about another example that employees might experience at work. In this example, a Mexican lady who worked at a high-end restaurant as a line cook was fired because she spoke Spanish with another Spanish coworker during work. The boss heard it and got really angry and fired her. She stated that they were just asking each other if the dishes were ready to be sent out. Furthermore, workers are experiencing discrimination at work because of their accent. For example, a FedEx delivery driver in Utah was fired because of his Russian accent. This began when Iowa Way Station wrote a complaint letter and gave a warning to FedEx because of the driver's Russian accent. They stated that one of the requirements for holding a commercial driver license was being able to communicate well in English. As we can see, many people are actually facing language discrimination at work. This is a very serious issue that we should care about. The company should care about this issue because they are not supposed to discriminate against anyone during the hiring process because of their race, national origin, gender, pregnancy, age, disability, or religion. And employees have the right to sue the company or the employer. Reason 2. Employees in the United States are protected under a labor law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This act protects individuals from discrimination based upon national origin and race. Recently, they have renewed the regulation and clarified that language is also considered as national origin. Individuals are protected under this law unless employers can show that language is required because of business necessity. Business necessity means that language restriction is necessary for the safety and efficient for the operation of the business. Reason 3. There is a research that found out why people have negative thoughts against accent. In one study by Shirley Ari, a psycholinguist, she asked non-native speakers of Polish, Turkish, German, Korean, and Italian to record statements in English. Also, she asked native English speakers to record the same one. People rated that accent speaker at least true and rated the native speaker the most true. This demonstrates that people have a strong bias on people who have accent. As Suri said, we are less likely to believe something if it says with a foreign accent. This means that cognitive difficulty imposed by non-native speech inevitably lead to social discrimination. Language discrimination is also a real issue that some of us might not know. I found this data from the census report. It showed that people who speak another language other than English are less likely to be employed or find a full-time job. On average, people who spoke English earned 5,600 more than people who spoke other language. From these data, we can see that companies and employers do have language discrimination against people. Furthermore, employees also dislike other language Employers also dislike other language being spoken at their workplace. There are several reasons that why they dislike foreign language at work. First, it can raise conflict. Second, it can affect their teamwork. Third, it can cause issue to rise in the organization. Fourth, it will look unprofessional in front of customers who do not speak foreign language. In addition, human resource plays an important role in the company, and they are the ones who should not have any language discrimination against anyone. A study showed that applicants with Midwestern US accent was evaluated more positively than the applicant with French accents. This is one of the reasons why accent can trigger bias during hiring process. All of these cases that I have mentioned in the previous slides are some serious issues. Companies or employers should take this issue seriously, and they should know what they can do to avoid it. The first suggestion that I give is to make sure that there aren't any biased questions during hiring process. Make sure that they ask every candidate the same question. For example, ask questions that are related to the position. For example, what experience do you have this is relevant to this role? What are some of your strengths and weaknesses? And please tell me about yourself. What do you know about our company products? And also remember, do not ask questions like, what is your ethnicity? Can you speak English well? What is your age, or are you married? Next, I think employers should change their viewpoint on foreign language. Employers should encourage employees to learn different languages. Employees who are bilingual or trilingual are actually a benefit to the company. They can help their business to expand and provide better service for different customers. In research, it showed that California and Texas employers would like to hire Spanish speakers to provide better service for their diverse customers. Lastly, firing the employee should never be an option to the issues. Companies should discuss the issue with employees and let them know how you can help them to improve. For example, companies can provide training and consulting for employees. They can train their employees on how to communicate with customers in a better way. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.